What is up, YouTube? I'm Devon DaVinci, leader of the Renaissance crew, and you're watching DaVinci Reacts. Today I'm going to be getting into another Ricky Gervais show. This is Season 2, Episode 6, Kidneys. If you're wondering where Episode 5 is for Season 2, I've already done a reaction to it a long time ago, before I started doing this in chronological order. So maybe I'll leave a card somewhere up here, but in case I forget, you can find it on my channel. Just type in insects on the search bar in my channel, and it should be the first video that pops up. Back when I had longer hair. Anyway, let's go and check this out, see what it has to offer. Before I get into it, though, I do encourage you guys to go and check out the videos. Chances are this video will get copyright claimed, so all the money will go to the owners of the Ricky Gervais show. But in case you want to watch it in high definition by yourself, they do have a link that you can check this out at on YouTube, where they actually sell the series. You can watch the entire, or you can buy the entire season for $20. I'm pretty sure you can probably rent it too. I don't really know off the top of my head, but you can check it out. But I'll get my reactions from a channel called Tianshu, so I will have a link for Tianshu's channel at the end of this video. The quality isn't as good, but you do get the episode. So let's go and check this out, see what it has to offer. Oh. Wah, 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 wah.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that all right? Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington.
All right.
Uh-huh.
What's been going on? What's been going on?
I've been to hospital. I was rushed to hospital, like emergency and that. Had a tube put up my knob.
You had a tube put up your knob?
Yeah.
What's the story?
Kidney stones.
Ooh.
So, shouldn't really be here, to be honest, doing this.
Painful.
He said rest. And that. Climbing them stairs on the way in.
To be quite honest, it doesn't look like you're expending a lot of energy at the moment. It's like at Zookeeper going, oh, that sloth move today. Calm down.
Yeah, but I had to get here. It's been raining.
Yeah.
I had to come up the stairs. I had to carry the computer.
Yeah.
Well, that's not entirely true, because your girlfriend was carrying it. I saw her outside.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
And then you handed it to me and said, Steve,
God
carry this. So
almighty.
Yeah, no.
that's already a lie.
Christ almighty. Whinging.
Carl's already
Not
being
whinging.
exposed.
I'm in show business. I know loads of people that wake up every day with a sore knob, feeling like they've had their kidneys probed, and they will say they're unconscious. So they don't whinge about it. They get straight back onto it. They, a lot of them are on TV now.
Yeah, straight back to hosting game shows.
So you're rushed to hospital.
So take us through the events, because it does sound quite dramatic. You started feeling a bit of pain, did you, initially?
Felt a bit of pain, and I thought, yeah, maybe I just pulled a muscle or something when I've been wrestling with Ricky and that, because you don't know what damage has been done. So I just think
Ricky just be waiting around the corner fucking somebody up.
It got a bit badder.
It got badder, did it?
So then I thought, I was crippled. I was lying on the floor in agony, looking on the internet, looking for
Still looking at Monkey News.
I just put in like bellyache and stuff, and they were saying me loads of different things. And what I used to do when I was a kid, I used to always just get a cold ashtray and put that on my belly, and the coldness used to get rid of the badness.
Amazing.
The coldness got away.
It's like a witch doctor.
Yeah.
This is like
A witch doctor happens to work in a pub.
Wow. That's the witch doctor
some sort of
twerking.
5th century remedy,
Yeah.
written in mud.
Yeah.
Coldness doth get away with the badness.
Why specifically an ashtray?
Just because they sort of old cold.
They're old.
Why not ice?
I don't know what this is. I love this idea that he had the operation and he comes round and they're talking to him, and his girlfriend gets a phone call and they say, Mr. Pilkington's maybe complications. He's just talking rubbish.
Yeah.
She goes, oh, good.
Yeah, he's back to his old self. What? Why specifically an ashtray? Sorry, because it's old cold. I understand it's old cold.
Yeah, we understand. Everyone who's done a medical degree understands old cold, but old cold belly badness. If you want to buy that book, Old Cold Belly Badness, it's the history of abdominal surgery by Carl Pilkington.
No, it just,
But you put it in the freezer or something first?
You can do if you want, but they're normally cold anyway. It's sort of thick glass and that it holds the cold. But we don't smoke in our house, so I had to use a plate.
Oh, well, that's madness. A plate's not going to work. Famously, a plate doesn't work.
Oh, my God, no!
So you put a plate on your belly, but that didn't do any.
No,
That didn't work. So called Suzanne and said, I'm in agony here. She said, go to the doctors then.
Good advice.
So
a lot of people have done that straight away as opposed to going through the plate. Ashtray.
So he went to hospital and he went to hospital and he said, have you got an ashtray?
They went, no, especially an ashtray.
This is no smoking.
So anyway, then we get in a cab and what have you, go there. I have an X-ray.
His voice is even more boring than usual,
Extraordinary, isn't it? Yeah.
Fuck me.
And they put me on a drip and everything. Give me some morphine and stuff. And found out that I had kidney stones. So that's why I was in hospital. And they get them out by... I don't know what's gone on, to be honest. I've got some tube inside me. From my kidney to my bladder. That's helping me stuff get about.
Oh, boy. That made me squirm a bit. I was always under the understanding that in order for them to get kidney stones, they, hit you with some type of... it's some type of, sound wave or something like that breaks the kidney stones apart, and then you just pee them out pretty much. That's what I always assumed it was. This idea that they put something inside of you is a bit much. I can only imagine. Maybe Carl had some abnormally big kidney stones that could not come out normally or couldn't be broken down with whatever the hell I was talking about earlier. Whatever.
My kidney to me bladder. That's helping me stuff get about.
And so there's a little tube up the end of your knob into your...
Yeah, it's not there now. It's high up.
Right.
So it's high up between my kidney and my bladder.
But why didn't you have the thing where they go in the side? You had the choice to...
Because I said to the doctor, I'm not a doctor. I said, what do you think?
He went, stop putting yourself down, Carl.
He said,
we need you in the operating theatre now.
He just said, I said to him, what should I have done? Because he said, if you want, go home and we'll get you in again or something. Something like that. And I said, no, I might as well have it done properly. Have it done now whilst I'm here.
Sorry, the choice was have it done properly or go home.
It was something like that. He said there's something you can do, and I said, oh.
Flush it out.
No, because it's too big. It's something like 7mm.
And it's basically because you don't drink enough water.
Damn you, America, and your imperial measuring system that you teach children. I don't have any reference for what 7mm is. I'm gonna have to search that up.
It's something like 7mm.
And it's basically because you don't drink enough water.
Yeah. So, anyway, I said, what do you think I should have done? And he said, tube up the knob. And I said, not my favourite one of the choice. But if that's what you think. So he said, yeah, have that. He did me little diagrams, which didn't help.
That damn doctor is a sadist.
Did he draw your knob?
Sort of normal size.
Yeah? Was it?
It was all right.
You weren't offended by them?
But he wanted into detail. It's just, more the tube and stuff in your bladder and your kidney.
What was your ball bag like? Did he draw that?
He didn't do that bit. He left that bit out.
Okay, right.
But he said, we'll just pop that up there. And,
don't demonetize this, YouTube.
That's when Ricky turned up to visit.
Oh shit, Ricky's gonna wrestle.
Not me, because we sat there in my underpants and stockings.
In stockings?
Yeah.
Why were you?
He was there. No, he wasn't in bed. He was sort of out of bed with his little drip, right? He had his little boxer shorts on, just sat there, right, in his pants, right, and he had stockings on.
Yeah, because they stop clots or something. They put them on your legs. It's like, when people have got big veins and they go on a plane.
Right. Yeah.
You said you're not a doctor.
No, but I've seen it because Suzanne's mum did it, and she put them on ridiculously early, 3 days before we were going away. And I've never been away before, and everything was over the top. Do you know what I mean? She's like, I best put them on. And so I put them on, and they like, I don't know what it is. It's something when you're under, your blood doesn't move about the same,
Right.
and it can clot up in your leg. So you wear these tight tights.
And I came in to cheer him up, didn't I?
Yeah.
Was that a nice, cheery experience, him coming in?
I had a headache at the time. I think I was a bit stressed out.
Well, he's just the man you want at that point.
Yeah. Well, it's weird how it suddenly all happened quick. And I woke up and there was an Irish woman over me going, "Are you all right? You all right?" And I said, "Oh, it's stinging a bit." She said, "I'll give you some more morphine." And I sort of put my head up to have a look at my tackle because I wanted to see
If it was still there.
what was attached to it. Do you know what I mean? Because they said something about they might leave some string hanging out of it so they can pull the tube out.
It makes you talk.
So I had a look for that. Couldn't see any of that.
Yeah.
But as she put the morphine in, all the muscles in your body go funny. My head just collapsed. But I'm in agony now, and
Are you in agony right now as we speak?
yeah, certain. But it does make you think now. Do you know what I mean? Like life and everything. I mean, it's weird how it's all happened in the last month. From seeing that bee sort of die.
No,
Well, not really.
No. This is not a near-death experience.
It is
You
a-
had a routine operation to remove kidney stones because you don't drink enough water.
No, I know, but
This is not a shark attack.
yeah, but it's all life-threatening. Otherwise, you wouldn't have to fill out forms, would you? Saying if everything goes wrong, Suzanne can have the house or whatever. They keep taking your heartbeats and stuff, and your blood pressure. I don't like knowing about that. I just like leave it. It's happening. Don't be messing with it. Stop measuring it.
Stop measuring it.
No, do you know
Is
what I
that
mean?
same with a knob?
It's that thing of like they put that thing.
That's what
on.
the anaesthetist was doing when you were under, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was comparing the diagram to the actual thing.
Oh, God.
What is the closest thing sort of living that's nothing?
I don't know what you mean.
What?
What's like the closest, like, do you know at some point something's gone from nothing to something, hasn't it?
No, I don't understand what you mean.
Do you mean what is the first and lowest and most primitive and most simple form of life?
No,
He's right here in this room, Rick.
say
Yeah.
like when you look at a stick insect,
Right?
you go, right, there's a slight crossover there from a stick to a living thing.
No, it's not.
It didn't used to be a
No,
stick.
no, it's not. There's no.
A fairy
biological
godmother came and
relationship
made it
between
real.
it and a stick.
But there isn't much difference between the two, is what I mean.
Of course there is.
It's a
There
huge
isn't.
difference.
They just sit there looking like a stick. That's their skill.
Yes, but there's nothing to do with being a stick. It's like camouflage. That's like saying when a soldier puts on combat gear, you're saying he's a cross between a human and a shrub.
What I'm saying is, have you seen them weird things that just look like they sort of look like a leaf?
Yeah, there are insects that have evolved to look like a leaf.
At some point, something has had it away with a leaf.
No, at no point has something had it away with a leaf.
No, to make
At some
it look
point,
that much
somebody
more-
had
At no point did a beetle.
Did the
shag
leaf
a
give birth?
It's superficial. It's the way it looks. That's all. That's like saying chameleons must have mated with green once. They are green.
No, but
it
what-
looks like a leaf.
But then how does it meet? How does it have relationships? It will be going around sort of having it away with a leaf.
No, it won't, because it doesn't know what it looks like. It doesn't matter. It's not like they, you know,
Confuse it with a
stick insect.
stick
That be talking to a
insect.
stick for ages and go, "Oh, I've wasted my time here. This club's dead." Rude.
I was chatting to her. She was foxy, but she was giving me nothing.
But Dave, that's not a stick insect. That's a stick.
What are you talking about?
That's a stick. You've been talking to a stick all night. I
I
thought,
can't believe it. I just thought she had a great slim figure.
no, it's actually a real stick.
Well, I've been watching birds more than insects recently.
Oh,
In
okay,
the
you
last,
moved on from
in the
insects.
last week, just because I've sort of looked at the ant and the bee and that. And what I've found with pigeons is they've got wings, yet they walk a lot.
I'd love that to be a thesis where he got like a £500,000 grant from a university, and I said, well, Pilkington seems to, he's done ants and he's done bees, he's followed ants. Apparently they're not doing anything, some of them are lazy. We are granting him another £500,000. He's been working on it for a year. Please welcome Carl Pilkington.
Carl, what have you found?
Well, even though pigeons have wings, they walk a lot.
Well, I heard, and you told me this, so I know it's true.
What?
Do you know when I talked about replacing blood with coconut, what was it?
Well, one, it said coconut milk can be used as plasma, but I haven't had that verified because it's off one of those websites where there are spurious facts.
But what do you think of that, Steve? I mean, I've sort of touched on it.
But I've just got to echo what Ricky said. I can't have an opinion unless it's been verified.
But why aren't you just being open-minded enough to go, well...
Well, no.
But
That's
it's
not
not a
being
question of being
open-minded. Open-minded isn't believing everything you hear.
Yeah.
You don't believe everything you read, do you?
A lot of stuff you kind of go, well, that's interesting.
But what we talked about this. What about Noah's Ark?
What about it?
Well, you said you believed it because it's in book form, but according to that, didn't he get 2 of every species on a big boat? But we know that's impossible, don't we?
Yeah.
Depends where he was. If he was above a zoo, there would have been a lot of different stuff knocking about. That's my only problem. What I'm saying is, where was he floating where he could get an elephant, a giraffe, a cat, a dog, a gerbil? Where were all these things floating about?
Well, exactly.
Right,
That's
these
my
Old
only
Testament
downfall.
zoos, they were quite...
Yeah,
quite
but
big.
exactly. But you're right. You're questioning it. How is it possible?
But I've just said, a zoo.
There's no zoo that has got 1% of all animal species.
Wow.
Well, I don't know where he got them from then.
There's a couple of million species of animal. And how did he round these animals up?
Because they were drowning, so they were looking for any boat.
So they were actively seeking out an ark.
Well, they would have just been looking for anything to get hold of.
Yeah, and where did he keep them all? How did he keep them all separate? How did he...
At that point...
Oh, no, the lions ate the otter.
No, because at that point, it's that thing, innit, of how you all pull together in a
Don't
bad
How does it
situation.
extinct? Damn.
Shit.
You all chip in, they're all like, oh, God, let's be nice to our neighbours.
Right. So there's spiders talking to flies and...
Well, they would have just gone elsewhere, wouldn't they? They would
What do you
have been
mean?
on another bit of the boat. The spiders don't have to knock about the lions just because they're all in it together. They get their own little area, don't they?
Well, I don't know. How big is this boat?
It's big. It's a big boat. How long... What was the warning he got from God to make it?
I don't know.
It's a couple of weeks.
Yeah. 2 of every species, Carl. How big would this boat have to be?
Yeah, it's big.
You can't just keep saying it's big, because I know in your mind you're imagining this ark that's a boat with Noah up the front with his wife, 2 giraffes behind him, their necks there, 2 elephants, and it just and it's just like elephant, giraffe, hippo, dog, cat, weasel, couple of frogs, and a spider talking to a fly going, let's get on. But when we're off here, you're dead.
But what would you have done then? Are you saying that you wouldn't get on there because it's too noisy?
It's not a question of what
It
would
didn't
have
happen.
done.
It didn't happen.
To be honest, I'm not bothered. And they got through it, didn't they? They got through it. They're here now. We're not short of them. If anything, like I said, he didn't do us a favour because he saved too much. You can't move out there for stuff.
Oh, chimpanzee, nothing's raining down again.
That's the jingle for excerpts from Carl's diary. This is all legitimate stuff. Ricky and I have had no input in this.
Let me stop and just address how ridiculous the Noah's Ark thing is to begin with. I mean, at this point, we shouldn't have to explain it. I mean, I've had some people try to say, like, oh, well, the Noah's Ark, he put animals, like, he took the common ancestor to a lot of animals. So, like, the common ancestor to lions and tigers and all the big cats, it was just one species, and he took 2 of those, and the common ancestor for like other creatures that eventually got off the ark and evolved into the animals we know today. Except that's not true, because all that evolution didn't happen within just like 10,000 years. And well, that's even less than that. Like, wasn't the flood supposed to have happened like 4,000 years ago? So over 4,000 years, all these species evolved. Like, that's not how evolution works. Not to mention, like, the weight of all the creatures and stuff on the boat. Then you got to throw in food, waste. The fact there's only 2 of each animal, so I mean, over 40 days, just them on a boat with a guy that I guarantee has no knowledge of taking care of animals. I'm pretty sure at least some of them would have died. Like, there's no way all of them survived. And then, like, somebody might just say, oh, well, you know, God intervened and protected the animal. Well, if that's the case, then why didn't God just create, like, magic air bubbles to keep them alive underwater or some shit? Like, it's a... Noah's Ark didn't happen. I'm sorry, it didn't. I know a lot of people probably gonna be like, oh, well, you know, you don't know that. I'm pretty comfortable with saying it. Let's go ahead and continue.
Excerpts from Carl's diary. This is all legitimate stuff. Ricky and I have had no input in this. This is the first time we get to read it. Went and did some shopping for stuff as it was my turn. Suzanne moaned a bit because I forgot orange juice and bought some cheap toilet paper. She always buys the expensive toilet paper. I don't know why they make toilet paper with pretty patterns on it.
That made it into the diary.
Up and out at 9 o'clock to go to the Cotswolds. Now, I think this was a gift for your girlfriend, wasn't it, for her birthday?
Yeah, it was a
You went to the
birthday and
Cotswolds,
so I just went for one night.
Got the car and headed off. We found the B&B, but they wouldn't let us in the room because we were early. We went for a walk. There was not much around the B&B, so we had a quick walk around the car park and went back in. Happy birthday. The room was now ready. It's an alright room. Free biscuits, so I ate them straight away. Like a child. Like a dog. He runs in, jumps on it. No. Get off the bed, not on the furniture. The room overlooked the car park that we'd already been round. You're staring at that window. Remember when we went there?
We'll always have the car park.
Yeah. Oh, God. The room had posh coat hangers in the wardrobe with sponge on them.
So I ate the sponge.
Don't think they are needed. We went and booked a table for Sunday dinner. I had beef. It was nice enough, but there was a family of 13 behind us. I don't see the point in going out in large numbers. They annoyed me. One of the family asked for sorbet before his next course. He was only about 11. He thought he was it.
Carl's just pissed.
I said to Suzanne, I've had enough and needed a kip. Watched Planet Earth on BBC One. They filmed a panda for 4 weeks and all it did was sit in its cave. It did nout. If I was Fiat, I wouldn't name one of my cars after them as it suggests it won't work or go very far. It'd be like bringing out a Ford Sloth. No one would buy it.
Ford Sloth. I would love that ad campaign. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, God. The new Vauxhall Slug.
We had a look around the local village. There wasn't much to it. We did the usual thing and had a look around the church graveyard to see how old the dead people are.
Okay.
That's what you do, innit?
Red flag.
Suzanne's had it every time so far.
Red flag.
She's gone to the Cotswolds, the room wasn't ready, she's seen the car park, and now let's go and play how old the dead people are.
I like the fact that you mentioned we did the usual thing of having a look around the church graveyard. Do you make her do that every
That's
time
what
you
you
go
do,
away?
innit? 'Cause if
I
they've
like the
nothing-
fact. I want to know what she did for 2 hours when you slept. She just looked out at the car park, just like, memories.
But that's what you do, though, isn't it? When you go to these places, there's nothing else unless you want fudge, or you know, you walk around the church graveyard and have a look. It's nothing.
We went home. It took 3 hours to drive back. People say they go to the country to see the wildlife. I saw rabbits, pheasants, and a fox on the way home. They were all dead in the road.
Carl has a thing for death right now. Red flag.
I was just intrigued to know because Rob from Burton-on-Trent has sent this in, and he wants to know that because he's just started seeing someone, and he wants to know what your advice, Carl, is on how to keep her happy. So, what's your advice really for someone who's perhaps just started a relationship? I mean, you've been with Suzanne for what, 9 years?
Ages.
Mm.
I think you should just do what you want, and then if they like it, then they're the right ones for you.
Mm.
So don't go out of your way too much. I mean, I got the posh badge for a birthday. That's once a year. Rest of the time, it's kind of like, you know, I like weird stuff. I like watching weird stuff and all that. Now and again, I won't make her watch it. I'll tape it.
This is amazing advice.
But sometimes,
This is amazing advice.
sometimes you just say, no, come on, The bloke with the two heads on, I want to watch it live.
So give and take is what you're saying there.
That's all. It shouldn't be hard. As soon as it's hard, it's not right. So just go about your business. See if she joins in.
Woke up to the Commonwealth Games on the radio. Now, what are you making of the Commonwealth Games? Is that something that interests you? Are you a sports fan?
I'm not really. It just seems to be sort of wasted. If people are running fast, use it. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just trying to beat your own record or someone else's, do something where you do have to run. If you're a good swimmer, be a lifeguard. Don't be messing about going up and down.
I was swimming recently. I do a lot of swimming, and I've never quite mastered my front crawl. Just never quite nailed the breathing, because it's quite tricky, isn't it? You know, you've got to breathe at the right moment. And so I'm in the swimming pool in the local gym, and there's a guy bombing up and down, really doing a great forward stroke. So I waited till he came up and sort of went, excuse me, mate. I was just watching you when you were doing your front crawl. I was really impressed. Could you just watch me when I do mine and tell me if I'm going
Why
wrong?
would you go up to a man?
I know, and that was what that was the problem. Is only as I was saying it did I realise what it sounded like. I've just been watching you swimming up and down. I was really impressed.
And you're both in speedos.
Both in speedos. You know, I'm got the goggles on, prescription goggles, so that I can see when I'm swimming.
But why do you need them? There's nothing in a pool to look at. It's not like you're scuba diving. There's nothing.
Hold on. Clearly there is something to look at in a pool.
Well, no, I wasn't checking. Well, I was checking him out, but I was checking him out for swimming tips. And he just looked at me when I asked him, "Can you just watch me and offer me any tips?" And he just looked at me like I was just mental.
That is such a strange thing to say. Can you just watch? I don't know how you had the nerve to do that.
But it was innocently motivated.
Well, I know it's innocent, but what a strange thing to go up to someone and...
But what civilization are we living in where we can't just ask our fellow man to help us out with our forward crawl?
But we're in a society where we can't. But you know that. It's a strange thing to say.
But sometimes it's nice to just think, no, do you know what? I'm not going to fall into the trap of thinking he's immediately going to think I'm gay or that I'm chatting him up. I'm just going to ask him to do me a favour. There's nothing wrong with that.
What if he said, yeah, it's just good, yeah. Do you mind coming and help me with my plastering?
But it's not the same. He's in the swimming pool. He's there in the pool. He's swimming up and down. He's not no skin off his nose to just offer a bit of kindly advice. If your car's broken down in the middle of nowhere and someone drives by, it's a generous thing to do. Just stop and maybe look under the bonnet and help them out.
I agree.
But I don't see how it's any different. And in the end, he did, and all he asked was that I wake him off.
See, I'm starting to like Steve's side stories too. He doesn't get enough attention on the show. That last one where he was on the beach was hilarious. I forgot what episode that was, but yeah, I suggest you go check out the episodes of Carl. I was about to say the Carl Pilkington show, the Ricky Gervais show, and just if you don't watch the reactions, watch the original videos. Like I said, there are a couple places you can check them out. Like I said, if you want the best experience, go ahead and check them out on YouTube. They have the series there that you can pay for. And I mean, Carl, the dude was showing red flags in this episode. I understand that Carl's a fan of freaky stuff, but when he starts talking about death and going through graveyards and all this stuff, y'all better stop messing with him, stop picking on him, stop making fun of him, because next thing you know, Carl's going to stab you in the jugular with a sharpened kidney stone. Just leave the dude alone and let him, have his fantasies about stick bugs screwing sticks and leaf bugs or whatever, leaf insects screwing leaves, and just let him have his fantasies. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Like I said, I will have links for the original video in the description box down below, and a link to Tianshu Lee's channel right over here somewhere, like in every one of my videos. So you can go and check out the original content creator as well as other stuff they have. They have more links than just, they have more videos than just Ricky Gervais show. They have a ton of international TV shows on their channel. So be sure to give them a look. Anyway, with that being said, I'm Devon DaVinci. Hopefully you've just been a little bit more enlightened, and I look forward to seeing you guys in a future video. Until then, deuces.